The vast chamber of the Galactic Council shimmered under the light of distant suns, its walls made of crystalline alloy that pulsed faintly with each voice that spoke within. Hundreds of species filled the tiers of the amphitheater, their eyes fixed upon the central platform where the High Chancellor of the Council stood, trembling with a mixture of fear and duty. The galaxy had known many horrors, but what now stirred among the stars had silenced even the most ancient empires. They were called the Kareth Dominion, a ruthless, warlike species that had spread across the spiral arms, burning worlds and enslaving races in the name of their supreme order. They had toppled fleets that had existed before some species had even evolved sentience. In only 50 years, they had reduced entire civilizations into silence. Their ships carried banners of crimson light, and wherever their engines roared, despair followed. Now, even the Galactic Council, once the ultimate authority of peace and law, was under siege. The Kareth had demanded unconditional surrender. They had demanded tribute from the member worlds. They had demanded obedience, and when the Council hesitated, the Kareth sent a final threat. Submit, or we will erase your stars from the map. In that moment, silence ruled the Council Hall. For centuries, it had been a place of debate and diplomacy. Now it echoed with fear. The Council's fleets had been shattered, their colonies reduced to cinders. They had only one remaining hope, an ancient species that had once been whispered of with awe and caution. Humanity. For centuries, the humans had vanished. No communication, no trade, no presence in the galaxy. Long ago, they had warned the Council of a coming age of decay and conflict. Then they retreated, sealing their homeworld and colonies behind layers of automated defenses. Some said they had destroyed themselves. Others believed they had gone into hiding, preparing for something. The truth had faded into legend, but desperation is a powerful force. The Council voted, unanimously, to send a plea toward the Sol system. Weeks passed. No answer. Then months. The Kareth invasion fleets drew closer, their advance unstoppable. Council worlds burned one after another. Refugees filled orbital stations, their cries echoing through the void, and then, one day a signal came. It was faint, cold, mechanical. This is cryostasis command. Human population in cryogenic preservation. Status dormant. Awakening protocol authorized by Galactic Emergency Code. The word sent a shiver through the Council. Dormant? The humans had placed themselves in cryo-sleep? Entire civilizations might sleep for centuries, but never an entire species. The Council scientists scrambled to understand the signal. They discovered massive cryogenic vaults buried beneath Earth's surface, deeper than any natural cavern, powered by reactors still running after thousands of years. The Council's emissaries landed on Earth under a gray sky. They found cities empty but preserved. Towers of glass and metal stood silent, overgrown by nature yet unbroken. The wind carried no voice, but the planet hummed with dormant power, and beneath it all they found the cryo chambers, vast halls filled with millions of transparent pods. Humans sleeping within, faces calm, untouched by time. The emissaries activated the beacon and waited. Hours turned to days. Then one by one, the pods began to glow. The first human awoke. He opened his eyes, pale blue against the cold mist, and exhaled a breath that seemed to shake the air itself. The emissaries trembled as he stepped forward, his movements calm, deliberate. He spoke in a tone devoid of fear. Report. The emissaries told him everything. The Kareth Dominion. The destruction, the surrender of worlds. The Council's plea. The human listened without expression. Then he simply nodded. Understood. Initiating reactivation. Across Earth, power grids surged to life. Satellites ignited in orbit, their lenses focusing on the stars. The planet's core reactors hummed with renewed energy. From beneath oceans and mountains, great structures rose, massive starships, black and silver, older than any Council fleet but flawless in design. For the first time in millennia, humanity was awake. The Kareth Dominion detected the energy spike within hours. Their commanders dismissed it at first, another desperate move by a dying galaxy. They sent a small fleet to secure the Sol system. The fleet never returned. Days later, a single transmission arrived from the outer rim of Kareth space. The image was distorted, but it showed a Kareth battleship torn open, its hull vaporized by kinetic impacts. The last thing recorded was a streak of light moving faster than any known vessel, followed by silence. Panic rippled through the Kareth Dominion. The humans didn't declare war. They didn't broadcast demands. They simply began moving. Their fleets emerged from the void like ghosts, precise and unstoppable. They didn't fight for conquest, they fought to end the Terror Council observers described the human ships as something beyond comprehension, silent, efficient. Their weapons did not resemble the plasma or energy technology of the Council. Instead, they unleashed invisible projectiles that struck with the force of small suns. Entire Kareth formations vanished in seconds. Their ships could alter trajectories mid-combat, slip through hyperspace distortions, and appear behind enemy lines before the Kareth even realized they were being hunted. The Council watched in awe as the humans dismantled the Dominion. Each battle was brief, decisive, and final. The humans seemed to know exactly how the enemy thought, how their technology worked, and how to destroy it without hesitation. The Kareth screamed for surrender after only 6 days of conflict. But the humans didn't answer. They simply advanced. At last, the High Chancellor sent another envoy to Earth, begging to speak with whoever led the humans. The envoy was brought before a chamber deep within Earth's central command, a place filled with glowing data columns and silent figures monitoring the stars. At the center sat the same man who had first awoken. The envoy bowed and spoke. "The Council wishes to thank you for saving the galaxy, but we must know. Why did you sleep?" The human looked at her, calm and steady. "We were not sleeping. We were waiting." "Waiting for what?" she asked. He paused. "For the universe to need us again." The words were simple, but they carried a weight that made the envoy tremble. When the Kareth homeworld finally fell, there was no battle. Human ships surrounded the planet, and a single transmission was sent to every frequency. "This war ends now." The Kareth obeyed. Their leaders surrendered. Their fleets powered down, and the stars grew silent once more. Yet even after victory, humanity did not return to cryosleep. They rebuilt. Quietly, efficiently, they offered aid to the broken worlds, restoring cities and healing ecosystems. They never asked for tribute or authority. They simply worked, but their eyes watched the stars, always alert. Soon, rumors spread across the galaxy. Stories of humans seen walking among the Council worlds, their presence calm but commanding. Of human scientists helping rebuild star systems that had been shattered. Of fleets that vanished into the deep void, leaving behind only trails of light. The Council convened one final meeting, where representatives of every surviving race gathered. A vote was held to make humanity the permanent guardians of galactic peace. But when they looked for the humans to deliver the message, they found only silence. Their fleets had vanished again. Earth was quiet once more. In its orbit hung a single satellite, transmitting one message on a constant loop. "If the galaxy falls to fear again, awaken us." Years passed. The Council rebuilt, the Kareth reformed under supervision, and the galaxy learned peace once more. But no one forgot the brief, terrifying brilliance of humanity's return. Children grew up hearing tales of the Cryo Guardians, the beings who had ended the age of terror with cold precision and quiet strength. Some said the humans still watched from hidden stations among the stars. Others believed they had gone back to their long sleep, awaiting the next great darkness. But those who had seen them knew better. Humanity never truly slept. They waited, listening, watching, preparing. Because when the galaxy trembled, it was humanity that rose from the cold silence of time itself. And when they stepped out of those cryo chambers, the universe remembered what it meant to fear and to hope. For they were not conquerors, not saviors, not gods. They were human, and that was enough.